All right, everyone. I wanted to do one more quick nutritional prep video for you. I will be going out of town for vacation on Sunday. We will begin the process of being en route to that tomorrow on Saturday. So I wanted to send this to you to try and simplify it as much as possible and give you some final resources for getting ready for the nutritional side of 80-Day Obsession. And I'll do some of these calls from time to time throughout the 3 months, just to help you as much as possible. Sometimes I will schedule it so that you can join the actual call, and sometimes I will just record it and share it with you for the sake of time. So as we kind of talked about it in the previous video, nutrition is so important. And these are really the habits that can help you create habits that are sustainable past the 80 days. So if you have not already watched the Zoom call from earlier this week, I would encourage you to do so. But I mean, it will give you kind of a framework for like an overview of the program. But I want to talk just a little bit more, like break it down even more. How do you get started on the 80-day nutrition plan? So as I mentioned in the last video, as Autumn tells us all the time, planning is not half of the battle, it is the battle. So that's why we're spending even a little more time on this. So you first look at your starter guide, program materials on Beachbody On Demand underneath the 80-Day Obsession program. You determine if you want weight loss or maintenance. You calculate what plan you'll start eating, plan A, B, C, D, E, or F. You choose whether or not you want it to be vegan or regular. You download and print out that corresponding eating plan. Then I want you to download and print out all of the food lists. So here are the food lists. You can print this on, one sheet front and back. For the first probably month and a half of the program, I had this up on my refrigerator. This food list does differ from some of the other programs on Beachbody On Demand. So it's very clean eating. Some things that are allowed in other programs are not allowed in this one. So make sure you review it really well. So here's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to take this list, and I want you to highlight or circle foods that you like for each container. Just go through and do that, because some things on this list you'll never eat because you just don't like them. So just kind of get those out of the way. Highlight the few that you kind of want to rotate through, that you find yourself cooking with, that you would enjoy. So do that. And remember in this process that the foods at the top of the list are like the best foods in that container for you. Like those are the best ones you can eat. The ones at the bottom are a little less full of nutrients, but you do want a variety. You want to eat, several different foods if possible. And if you really want the best results, you want to eat from the top 25% of that list. So just keep that in mind. You don't always want to be eating foods at the bottom of the list, because that can really plateau your results. So go through, highlight those things, choose the foods that you'll kind of rotate through during the course of this program. That's your first step. The next step is to create your meal option combinations. And this is very helpful to do. I've pulled up an example. This was meal plan C. This is what I ate for the majority of the program because I was in maintenance. And you'll see, as I mentioned in the previous video, you can rearrange the order of meal option 1, 2, and 3. That's down at the very bottom. It's this portion right here. You can rearrange, like you can have meal option 2 first. You can do then meal option 1, meal option 3. You can rearrange the order, but you cannot change the groupings of the containers. Those have to stay the same. So you can't say, oh, I don't want my orange in meal option 3. I'm going to move it up to meal option 1. No. The way Autumn has designed it is to divide or spread out your macronutrients throughout the day. So make sure you stick to those as much as possible. That should be kind of a non-negotiable. Obviously, if you're in a situation and you can't help it, you do the best you can. But as much as you can control, which is more than we sometimes like to take responsibility for, keep it in these same groupings. So something that will help speed up the planning process from week to week is for now you to look at the combinations you have and to create options for each combination. So I have listed as an example meal combo 3 here. For this eating plan, that's a green, a red, a yellow, an orange, and a teaspoon. And so what I did is I created, I think for most options, I did like 2 to 4 options. I'm a creature of habit. I repeat things. I like it simple. I don't need a lot of variety. And so I went through and I just did like 2 to 4 options per combo. And then when I was doing my meal planning, I could just say, okay, which of these options do I want to eat on Monday, and which do I want to eat on Tuesday? And I wouldn't have to think through, okay, now which green do I want, which purple do I want? Like, I'd already kind of grouped them together. So it sped up the planning process from week to week. So here I have for meal combo 3, 2 different options. The first option is green beans cooked in that 1 teaspoon of olive oil, grilled chicken, sweet potatoes, and olives as my orange. Another option for meal option 3, if I don't want hotter food and I want something that's, something maybe that I meal prep ahead of time, you can do a spinach salad with ground turkey on it, quinoa, salad dressing, which would be my orange, and 1 teaspoon of peanut butter for a treat. I use my teaspoons as treats often by just having a spoon of almond butter or peanut butter. So go through and do that. This will be so, so helpful later on. It takes time right now, but please don't think, oh, I'll just do it later. You'll get overwhelmed later and you won't do it at all. So go through and create options for these different things. As I mentioned in the previous video, look at where you think your shake will fit best in your day and structure your day kind of that way. Meal option 1 is a great option for a shake, whether you're on plan A or plan F. It's a great place to put your shake because you can blend it with a teaspoon, which can be 8 ounces of almond milk. You can blend it with a fruit, which is always yummy. And in this plan C, I make my shake exactly as I normally would. I would blend it with almond milk and half a frozen banana and some spinach. So make your meal option combinations. That's very, very important. It takes time, but do it. Trust me. Okay, then you plan your meals for each week. There's 2 ways that you can do this. 1, you can use pen and paper. I am putting all of these documents on a drive. I'm going to share it with all of you so that you can have, this is again for Plan C, a daily schedule. So it's got it broken down by what you get on Plan C. And at the beginning of the week, you can fill in what you're going to have for each container, for each combination, for each day that week. We have a plan for every single, we have a sheet like this for every single plan. I will give that to you. If you are the kind of person that wants to print this out and write it down, go for it. It's a great, great tool. The way I do things is I like to use a spreadsheet, and I will then print my spreadsheet out and have it where I can look at it throughout the week. Here's why I like this. If you'll see over here to the right of the spreadsheet, that's where I wrote my meal plan, that's where I wrote my combination options down. So I would know, okay, for meal option 1, these are the things that I normally eat for that. Here's a couple different options. And so as I'm going through and planning my week over here, I can just select that, copy it, and paste it over here. Cuts down on the amount of work. I've got it all saved in one location. That's how I plan that. So you will also get a copy, not only of this spreadsheet that you can edit, which to me is really helpful because up here I have like a little notes section where I just include calendar notes for each day. And as I'm planning out, I know, okay, we're going to be eating out this night. So which meal is great for me to eat out? Normally that's meal option 2, just for my plan. So I'm gonna make sure I save meal option 2 on that day for dinner. So I would encourage you to do that regardless of what system you use. Have a place where you can make notes. Just look at your calendar and look at what your week entails so that you can plan your meals accordingly for that. And again, I will share this with you, and I will also share with you my saved spreadsheets for every single week of the past program. You can look at that and see what I've eaten for 3 months. Other coaches on our team, we're all saving this in one spot so you can have access to it and get ideas. So just kind of in conclusion, some important principles to remember. Just do the best you can in any given situation. Don't stress about it. If you're a perfectionist, let go a little bit and just do the best you can, and know that that's all that I'm asking you to do. That's all your coach is asking you to do. That's all that Autumn is asking, is do the best you can. Secondly, do not make excuses. we can control and take responsibility for more than we would like to believe a lot of times. So just don't make excuses. If you have the ability to sit down and plan this out, do it. Make it happen. Be disciplined. Be organized. You can do this. Trust me. Thirdly, embrace the fact that this is going to be messy and challenging and hard starting out, and it's going to take some time, and be okay with that because you're developing lifestyle sustainable habits and it's worth it. So embrace it, be okay with it. And then lastly, just to reiterate, plan. Become disciplined with this. It is worth it. It's not just about your nutrition. It's not just about your fitness. The discipline you develop in this program will affect your character. It will affect every area of your life. It has the potential to do that. So be reminded of that, kind of determine what your why is so that you can remember it on the days that it gets hard. So that's all I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Be sure to let me know if you have questions. If there's anything I can do to help in any way, talk to me, talk to the coach that invited you to this group. And I will be so excited when I get back from Cancun next week to jump back into things with you and to get ready for the 23rd. So I will talk to y'all soon. Thanks.